Oh, this is actually getting pretty horribly cut off, isn't it? No, it's... The bottom is. Why? Oh, that's why. Because it's actually getting cut off. Alright. Well, imagine that. What if I do this guy? Yeah, that's what I want. That looks pretty much centered to me. I'm just gonna pretend that it is. Oh, that's much better. Can actually read what it's saying now. Please. How does the stuff look? Do I need to increase my bitrate, or is it fine super low as it is? Also, W split is too high. Oh well, that's fine. You can read the text, so it doesn't matter. Well. Well, I better get ready to hit the timer to start it properly. I think it happens exactly 10 seconds in. I'm pretty sure I timed it so that I hit 5 on text speed at exactly 10 seconds, which was intentional so that at the end I could just subtract 10 seconds from the movie length to get the actual time. So hopefully that is true. It's going to be awkward though, because it's going to like wait and then I'm not going to know. Wait, so what is 10 seconds? 10 seconds is 6,000 frames, right? So I can wait until the thing says 6,000? Or is that not how it works? No, I'm not going to make a delay because I have to start the movie, and once the movie starts, I just need to hit the thing. I just need to go. It's 6,000 frames though, right? Because I have the frames displayed, so I can probably time it to within 1/10 of a second or so, which is good enough. No, it's not 10,000 frames. It's 600 frames. Yeah, it's 600. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, here we go. 3, 4. No, it didn't start at 10 seconds. Well, reset. It definitely waited though, so I don't know what it was waiting for. I don't know what the... Did I start it at like 8 seconds or something? What the heck was I thinking? It looked like it was at 4 something. 400 something. So what would that be, like... Maybe 427 seconds? That... Well, I don't know what I was thinking anymore, but that's okay. Good enough. I wish it didn't have this out of here. That's annoying. Can I get rid of that? Probably not. Maybe we'll just... I have a timer. We'll kill the frame count. The input's more interesting anyway. Well, I could if I knew how much the delay actually was. Yeah, dude. This gameplay is pretty sick. Flawless cutscene. Now, at the beginning of this, I think up through maybe level 2 or so, is, like, actually really, really good. For RTA strats. Like, I actually, like, super optimized a lot of things, even, like, some enemy fights, like, tried to do some RNG manipulation to get, rooms to go well. It gets a little sloppier after that, just because I wanted to get it done, before the ZSR marathon or whatever, but, it's still good, obviously. Like, there's no mistakes, I guess. It's just probably not as perfect as it could be. Which is whatever, I guess. Dude, I literally just put the A and B buttons on alternate and hit the speed button to do this. That's the best part. Absolutely no thought required. Now, for frame of reference, I believe I usually start walking at 4:14. I gain control over Link at 4:14 usually. I think that's what I remember. If not, I definitely remember getting into the past at about 5:10. Or walking in the past at about 5:10 is what I remember. But this is easily 20 seconds under that. So there you go. I lose almost half a minute from dialogue in the very beginning of the game just by not being able to do frame perfect mashing. The reason for that is because the frame counter could be underneath it. But I turned that off, and the frame counter is kind of big. Well, that's not my problem, that's whoever made the emulator's problem. Dude, this movement is just disgustingly good too. Hello? Like, I think I have, like, really good enemy luck in this dungeon. So, this isn't actually a TAS because it's not using TAS strategies. Well, okay, it is actually a TAS, but it's not as fast as a TAS could be because it doesn't use TAS-only strategies. It uses only RTA strategies, so it's not nearly as fast as the game can be beaten. But the idea is to see what a good time, like a really good time for an RTA would be. Look at that, dude. Both Stalfos, one sword slash, they just like take it. Oh, seriously? I didn't do a trick in this. Oh well. That's fine. Yeah, if you go like a pixel off to the left, the seed satchel falls to the right instead of the left, which is faster, obviously. Why did I hit the start button there? Oh well. Wow, dude, like 10 minutes on the nose. Oh, dude, this Guinea fight is amazing. This Guinea fight is outstanding. What? I'm actually not playing, but, you know. We'll call that a damage boost. I think I do a strategy in this room that I never actually attempt in real time because it's hard as heck. This is a task you just walk over the holes anyway, but RTA, this is the fastest way to do this room, and you barely make that platform. It's like... it's so hard to do. So, I do the easier ways. Whenever I actually played the game. I bet this fight is also good. That wasn't as epic as I was expecting, but you know, that's fine. Oh! Holy crap, dude. Those torch strats. What the heck? I don't even know what those torch strats were. I think I slashed the sword to cancel the Ember Seed drop, and then I can hit the other one faster or something? I don't have any idea. This boss fight's probably gonna be really good too. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Did my stream go down? Hello? Oh, that's interesting. My internet icon lied to me. It said that I lost internet connection, which led me to believe that my stream went down. So you enter the shop here, and then leave right away, and that is to set up a save warp for later. Or not even that much later, but like the next time that you want to do a save warp. After you take down the temple, and destroy the temple. Yeah, right here. After this, you do save warp back to the shop, so you can get the harp faster. Ha! Link just slashed his sword. You couldn't see it, but you could hear it. There's like a single frame that you can slash your sword during that cutscene. Also here, after this cutscene, if you pause, it cancels the fade out. So you use that there, just right there. There's like a fade out that takes actually maybe a second or two. It takes a while, and you cancel it by pausing, and so you can equip your harp right away. Normally what you would do is pause and unequip whatever item you have on your A button to make it auto-equip to your A button. If you think about it, you'd think that it's like that should take the same amount of time, because in either case you're doing one pause and, you know, like one item change. But actually it's like a frame or two faster, I think, in some cases, to drop an item instead of swapping an item in your inventory. So it turns out that usually that's what you want to do, actually, is drop the item into your inventory before picking up your new item. Assuming you want your new item equipped right away. But in that case, it's much faster to actually equip the harp after getting it, because you use the pause to cancel the fade out. Also, this boulder is like the boulder of champions. See ya. Another thing with throwing items, like these rocks, usually what happens is Link has to stand still while throwing things. But if you press the opposite button from the throw button and then press the throw button on the next frame, what happens is it cancels the throwing animation and you can continue moving. Which is why it looks really weird. It looks like Link doesn't even stop walking and the boulder just gets thrown kind of off his head. And that saves time every time you do it. Hello. This text is unbelievable. I really wish I could, like, I don't think it's actually humanly possible to mash through text this fast. Because this is literally alternating A and B on every other frame, and this game is at 60 frames per second. So, I don't think it can actually be done. So, having text that good is not realistic, but I mean, you shoot for the best that you can. Oh yeah, here's a little trick most people know about. You can hit these guys with the shovel instead of the shield, allowing you to completely skip the shield. Also, the enemy pattern in that room is controllable. I don't remember if, like, I haven't practiced doing it that way, but you could get it to happen like that fairly consistently, and it looks really nice. And it's pretty fast. Well, it's really fast. This next room, on the other hand, you see I slashed my sword there a few times to manipulate the enemies to have a really good pattern. The menuing in this is also, I guess, fairly unrealistic, but maybe a little bit more realistic than the text. Good stuff. Throwing bombs, by the way, is the same as throwing rocks, as I mentioned before. Wow. So there's a strat for this mini-boss that allows you to, well, it doesn't actually save a cycle in the best case, but it guarantees, like, the fastest cycle for no upgraded sword. And you'll see that happening in a few seconds here. Basically, this guy has a chance of bouncing on the 3rd cycle. And if he bounces twice, you can get 2 extra hits in. Which allows you to kill him guaranteed on the last cycle. But if you do it that way and hit him with a bomb, the bomb is 2 extra hits. Because it deals 2 damage, or twice as much as the sword. So, and it also guarantees that he bounces, because I think the way that it works is the sooner he gets hit, the more likely he is to bounce, or something like that. Wow. So you can get in the spin attack as well. Oh. Also, you may have noticed on the way to the feather, when you're about to get smashed by the thwomp, I slashed my sword to get, like, boosted out from under him. It's actually faster to just let him hit you, and the damage boost will actually boost you out in the right direction as well. And it's faster because you're not standing still swinging your sword. But it deals a heart of damage, which, for consistency's sake, I wouldn't want to do in a rail run, so... That's why I didn't do it in this either. There's a few strategies that I use in this theory TAS that are like strategies that try to be more consistent than risky, if it's something that I think I will always do in a run. For example, I actually do an RNG manipulation much later in the run to get the bomb minigame, the one where you have to dodge all the bombs, to get it to basically force it into a good pattern. It's basically guaranteed costs about half a minute, but it also guarantees that I don't lose the minigame. And losing the minigame is awful, because you lose money, and you lose a ton of time as well. More than half a It's not the hardest minigame in the world, but it's also kind of a funny thing to see the guaranteed you can't lose this minigame setup. You literally just stand still and you don't get hit by a single bomb. So this puzzle is probably going to look somewhat decent because it's TAS puzzle, but it's not very interesting besides, so... Yeah, well, okay, so the idea behind the push block puzzles is, you always want to, like, have as many blocks moving at once as you can, because you can't push a block while it's, you know, already moving, but you can move away from a block while it's, like, pushing away. So you can sometimes, like, get multiple blocks moving at the same time. It's possible to actually two-cycle this room. The TAS of the actual TAS of this dungeon does that, but it requires a heavy amount of RNG manipulation, and it's not something I think that will ever happen in real time. Because, like, literally, you have to have a bunch of the blobs, like, just jump and clump together. It just can't happen otherwise. And even then, it's, like, ridiculously close. This is a pretty standard boss strategy. This boss is easy. As long as you get the first bomb in, and you're not, like, really stupid, you basically will always get this to work properly. The timing is not tight at all, actually. The timing for the very first bomb is, I think a little strict, but, I always time it with the rotations of the face. Oh, jeez, dude. That pause. I was so ready to hit the split, and it just pauses halfway up the stairs. I'm like, ah! Alright, so this is probably the first point in the run where people's minds get exploded, especially when you do this in real time. You need a potion to save King Zora before Dungeon 7. And there's three ways to get a potion. One is to purchase one for 300 rupees from Maple's shop. Or I guess Syrup's shop. Another way is to get one from Maple when you hit her. And the third way is to get it from Agasha's tree. As you can see, she dropped a potion, a Agasha nut, and a ring. And that was because of some RNG manipulation, which you can do in real time. And in fact, you can also manipulate this, which is 100 rupees digging out of the ground. And actually, you also manipulate this one. So yeah, basically you get Maple to give you a potion, a ring that's actually useful, and you get a ton of money out of it. And it's basically just like, well, I have everything I need now. So yeah, you get the potion that way. Getting a potion from Agasha tree is unrealistic for a speedrun because you actually can't get it from... You can't get it from the first tree you plant. Oh yeah, also here's another one. Yeah, Test Runner, it's moved. It's moved till after the dungeon. And the reason it's moved to after the dungeon is because the way Maple works is, the stuff that she drops you, like the goodness of the stuff that she drops you, is based on how many dungeons you've completed. In order to get the ring you want, you have to have completed Dungeon 2. And this is the ring that you want. It's the Peace Ring. Those menus, holy crap. Yeah, I did do it at ZSR. This entire manipulation I did at the ZSR Marathon. But the way that gacha trees work is the goodness of what they give you is based on how many you've cut open. So you actually have to plant and farm a number of trees before it's even possible to get a potion. So buying it from syrup is actually not horrible, but it's still faster to get it from maple. If not just for the ring. I think if you were just to get the potion from maple, the time that it takes to set up the RNG manipulation and run into maple and get the potion and the text and everything versus the time it takes to get the 300 rupees from like chests or whatever you get them from, plus going to syrup and buying the potion, plus the detour that is, actually almost breaks out even. Believe it or not. But the fact that you get the ring from maple as well makes it worth it. For sure. And also you manipulate the rupees as a result of that. Oh, okay. Because these rupees, since I don't need to buy the potion, these will go into buying the animal flute from the shop so that you can get Dimitri. Dimitri is Dimitri's animal section is the fastest by a lot. Like, minutes. Or maybe a minute and a half, I don't know. But it's much, much faster. And it virtually takes no time to dig up those rupees once you've got the manipulation set up. And, like, the only time it takes is basically the time to equip the shovel and unequip the shovel. And buying the flute also does not take very long at all, so it's definitely worth it to get the Dimitri flute, since you can. You might be wondering why I got the peace ring. And the reason for that is there is a trick you can do in the 5th dungeon, which I guess I'll just let that sit until then. It allows you to skip a key. Which of course means you're allowed to skip the most time-consuming key. Text, dude. The text. Another minor time saver that you may have noticed from earlier is something I guess we like to call shovel jumping. You saw it there. Whenever you dig a hole, if you jump at the same time, you can continue moving forward, and it'll still dig the hole, so you don't basically stop still digging up the hole or digging up the dirt patch. So that's used there, and it's also used when I got those 100 rupees, so that it doesn't cost you really any time at all. Maybe like a frame. What the heck was that? That just looks strange. Fun fact, this right here, save warp that I'm about to do, takes you all the way back to Rafton's house, right? This is the save warp that saves the most time out of any save warp in the game. Because not only does it take you, like, a long distance, it also takes you from the present to the past. Because this just so happens to be the last building you entered. Which is awesome. Okay. I don't really know when to hit that split. That's kind of an iffy split. I split on the lightning, which is silly because the lightning basically comes out of nowhere. I should really split right then. That's when I should split, but I've always split at the first, like, thunder. I call it lightning because I'm an idiot, but... oh well. So this is, I guess, one of the more uninteresting parts of the run, including the animal sections leading up to this, I guess. As people like to say, this game is a little fetch questy. I know a lot of people really hate this section of the game. I don't hate it, but I will admit that it's pretty boring in a speedrun. Also that fairy. I don't even remember what the expert's ring does, honestly. Is that the one that allows you to throw things farther? No, that's called the TAS ring. I don't know what the expert's ring is, honestly. Wow. Showing off, dude. So this minigame, while it may seem as if the number of toke is completely random, which is true, the length of the minigame is actually always exactly the same. So the red toke will always come down at the same time. So, I mean, that just saves the time of grabbing the shovel, though, right? That's the only time that would save. Because it's not like you can use the second shovel to buy the other item. It doesn't work that way. The shovel is all of one screen off from the sword anyway. What? No, you can't trade in 2 shovels. I've tried it before. Well, right, but what I'm saying is it only saves the time to get the shovel. Oh shoot, dude, I missed that split. God dang it. That is stupid. Hello. Does he have two shovels, like, sitting on his carpet? Also, can you even get the expert ring from Maple? Because this entire thing hinges on that. Yeah, I don't know how to get rings. I only know how to get the rings that I've seen considered before, which is basically... you can actually get the level 2 power ring from Maple at this point, at this stage in the game, which is also a consideration just because of the damage output, but... I mean, you still do have to get scent seeds as well. That's unavoidable. They're required for later in the game, in Dungeon 6. And they also save a minute in Ambi's Palace. But... you can get them from Ambi's Palace, but that's after level 6. That's the only other scent seed tree. And honestly, the time that it takes to, like, go run back to get the real shovel versus getting the flippers would be... It would probably come pretty close. Yo, Test Runner, what the heck is this? That's new split color, that's not gold split color. No, you did explain this. You explained that it's supposed to get overridden by gold color, but it didn't. Look, it's a different color. Oh. That's hilarious. So anyway, well, I mean, it makes sense though, because how can you even say that it's the best split when your previous split isn't there? Like, there's no way to know. Or are you talking about gold splits overriding new splits? Because, yeah, that's a little dumb. Yeah. Why didn't I jump? Hello? Well, that was a little bit of time lost. That Armos room. Yeah, well, kind of. It's a TAS that uses only RTA strategies. So no pit walking or anything like that. Meaning the game could be completed much faster. But... And also, it's like, it's a little, like, it's not frame perfect in a lot of places. It's a little sloppy in comparison to what you'd expect from a real TAS. But there's like no notable mistakes, if you know what I mean. Like, the gameplay pretty much looks solid throughout the entire thing, but there may be frames lost here and there just from me not being as attentive as I should, I guess, when I made this. I'm sure you know what I mean. Also, the strat I just used in that room was horrible. And the reason that I had to do that was because the Helmasaur was in the way. Normally you'd shoot the seed from downstairs, and like as you jump up the stairs, but the enemy was in the way, so I guess I did whatever that was. Also, that weird reflection thing that you saw in that last crystal is something I actually don't understand very well. I don't think I go for that in real time. What the heck, dude? Holy crap. Unbelievable. God dang, dude. That was also really good. I'm not sure if these menus are up to date either, honestly. The menu strategies in this might not be what I finally settled on. I can't remember. Which means that I'll never know. Ugh, dear. Oh, that strategy, dude. I think Paladrima does that in his run. And I do that in this as well. I don't remember how hard it is, but it looks hard, I guess. There's actually a really small skip in this dungeon that saves like 6 seconds that I don't do. Yeah, that was a thing. I don't remember which year that was. I think it might have been, the first Summer Games done quick? I don't remember. Yeah, it starts on the 5th, I believe. There you go. Oh, so here's a trick that I don't see many runners do, if any runners, is you swim to the next screen here before letting him go, because he walks off to the right, and it's much faster if you're already on the edge of the screen. Whereas if you shore yourself on the other screen, he has to go all the way off to the right, and he swims across the ocean to get off screen. Saves like seconds. So yeah, I just bought the flute, and that is in order to get Dimitri instead of Moosh for this next segment. How long is this run? Under 2.5 hours. Honestly, I think like a real TAS should definitely be under 2:15. Just because of the skips that you can't do in real time. And good optimization everywhere will definitely save a lot of time as well. There's our friend Dimitri. I better get ready to split. carrying Dimitri is faster than riding him, obviously. He's pretty slow. So you carry him up to the carpenter. It's also faster than just ignoring him and calling him up here. Even though you do have to drop him and pick him up, it costs hardly any time. Especially if you actually do it right. If you throw him like off screen or something like that, he gets lost and you have to call him and it sucks and you want to cry, but if you do it right, you're fine. But yeah, you can see you get these carpenters very quickly with Dimitri. It's just one right after the other. You don't even explore, I think, like 50% of this area. Whereas with the other animals, I think you basically explore all of it. Alright, so this is, well, not quite yet, but, very soon the run is about to become a little strange. Or the route, I guess, is about to become a little strange. Hey, Cozy. So you talk to this girl who tells you about the Toonie Nut, and what you're supposed to do is go to her husband to get the Toonie Nut so that it can get restored. But instead you just leave and go and get the Tune of Currents. Which, you could actually do this without even talking to the girl, but you talk to the girl then just because it's convenient. But as soon as you get the Tune of Currents, you just kind of peace out entirely and go back to town. Forget about the Toonie Nut completely, and you'll see why. There's a frame after you play the harp, in which he, like, between when you play the harp and when he talks to you, where you can play the harp again. So if you're just mashing the A button, you can accidentally replay the harp and waste a ton of time. You can also do things like jump, which allows you to like play this song here in midair, which is also really funny. But I don't have the feather equipped at that point, so... So yeah, we got the Tune of Currents, that's what we were after, and so we're done with that town for now. And we did the glitch. I am now by level 6. This is out in front of level 6. So... I basically just skipped forward ahead a lot in the game by using what I call a text warp. And so now we're going to do some of the prerequisite to level 6 stuff. But more importantly, you get the Pegasus seeds early by coming up to the mountain here. So basically the route becomes a little strange, but you get Pegasus seeds and you do Dungeon 5 because you're here, and you go back to Dungeon 4 afterwards. So you have the Cane of Samaria for Dungeon 4, and Pegasus seeds for Dungeon 4. and also another heart, which is actually quite nice. Yeah, I'm not actually playing. This is yeah, it's a pre-recorded movie. You fail on purpose on the last one because he doesn't chastise you for it. He just says you're awesome and gives you the thing. It may be faster, I think, to fail some of the intermediate ones as well, if it's a really long one, but it's kind of hard to tell because he still does give you a text box, so even then it won't save much time. So I don't know, it's hard to say. Oh, the other advantage of coming up this mountain now is you get this warp. You unlock this tree warp, which allows you to come back here after Dungeon 4 very quickly. Also, I still don't know how you dodge that enemy. Like, it's really easy, and it looks like it's ridiculously tight, and yet you just walk right through him. I don't know what the heck is up with this hitbox. I don't understand it, but it works, so... So I was mentioning earlier that this does not do certain TAS strats. In the TAS, you would actually be coming up this mountain before level 2? Yes, before level 2, which is even earlier. I think you do it before level 2. It's either before level 2 or like in the middle of level 2. No, you do it before level 2, you would. But you can't do that in real time because it requires being able to pit walk in order to actually get up the mountain. Without the Tune of Currents, you're meant to have the hook shot to get up the mountain in the present. So the only way to get up the mountain is by going into the past. But the only way to get out of the past at that point is to have the Tune of Currents, because they assume that you definitely have it by now. It's going good. Hello. Another advantage of doing Dungeon 5 before Dungeon 4 is that it allows you to route the Pegasus seeds better. In particular, you can actually get the large seed satchel right before Dungeon 4, so that you have 50 seeds for Dungeon 4. Because, as it turns out, actually 20 seeds is not enough for Dungeon 4 if you want to be using them as much as you should. 50 is obviously more than enough, but it's really nice to have the extra seeds. I'm pretty sure, I mean, it hasn't actually been timed. There's been some estimations, but I think that getting the seed satchel is faster. in the end, just because of all the running, the extra running that you can do. And also it saves you later for certain things like Gale Seeds, where you may actually run out of Gale Seeds if you're not careful, if you only have 20. But there's basically no chance if you have 50 of them. Please. This is actually very subpar for even a theory TAS, honestly, though. At this point, you can already tell the menus have gotten incredibly sloppy. I made this. Ooh, ooh. Oh yeah, look at that. 0 Ember Seeds. I remember this. This is stupid for RT, because you always run out of Ember Seeds before that, just because you waste one at some point. And you need them for this next section. This next room is hilarious. It's like amazing. It's like, what the heck? But yeah, I think at this point, I was pretty much doing this rooms at a time. Like, I would make a save state and then do the room. And then, you know, make a save state and do the next room, etc. Like, once I got a good run of the room. Which means that the menus are basically human speed again, instead of being ridiculously fast. Look at that, dude. Look at that human speed. It's so disgusting. Ugh. Ugh. Good fight. By the way, I'm pretty sure that that guy is not random. I'm almost positive that his movement is not random. Or, well, actually, I won't say that, but I think it's not random. I could check and probably find out that I'm wrong. The thing that is random is where the ball appears. So with some not extraordinary luck, it's actually possible to do that with some consistency, just as long as you get the ball in the right position, as opposed to having him like move exactly right every single time. Alright, so this is the key skip. As you can see, there's a key block there you're supposed to take down. With the peace ring, what the peace ring does is it makes it so that the bomb timer does not start ticking until it's out of Link's hands. Which gives you actually plenty of time to throw that bomb and get the heck to where you need to go. It is possible to do it without the peace ring. However, like the entire movement needs to be frame perfect, and you have to get a damage boost off of one of the anti-fairies. So that's basically TAS only. I have done it one time in real time, but that was after attempting for about 4 hours. So, never again. Because the real hard part about doing the TAS strat for that is throwing the bomb needs to be frame perfect, which is stupidly difficult. Because you have to press whatever your non-bomb button and then the bomb button on alternating like successive frames in order for it to work. Ooh, I didn't cut the block. Come on. Ooh, so the strat for this, I think wait, what? What? Why? Why is the strat for this phase not in this movie? Well, crap. That's too bad. I'm a little disappointed. Well, okay, there's a strat for that phase that is, I think, faster than that, and definitely more consistent. Which, of course, since it's not in this movie, I don't actually remember it. Ugh. Yuck. That's too bad. I think it's the same thing with my menus. I had figured out like an actual good menu manipulation for the entire like game or whatever, and I'm pretty sure that's not what's used in this movie. It may be, but I can't remember. I can't remember. I'd have to go look at, I think I took screenshots of, like, key moments of the game, what my menu should look like, so maybe that'll help. Also, you don't actually have to talk to that guy, as you probably saw. The husband of the girl that you talk to is always, like, the second house you go to, but you don't actually have to talk to the first guy who says, oh, my brother has a tuny nut across the village. You just have to enter his house. So that's what you do. And you do it in that order, obviously, because it puts you closer to where you want to be. You could have entered the other guy's house and then gone across to get the tuning nut from the other dude, but then you'd have to walk all the way back across the village to get out again, so... Did someone go look up where you can get the expert ring? Because I'm a little curious now about the Tokay Island thing. Gasha nuts? That's it? Well, that's uninformative. Because that could... Yeah, that's not very good. Nobody knows... Whenever it just says Gasha nut, that could mean... Well, it could mean either... You get it from Gasha nuts, but you might get it other places as well. Or it could mean you only get it from Gasha nuts. And it also doesn't tell you what your Gacha Nut level needs to be in order to get it. So the way that Gacha Nuts work, I don't know if anybody except for probably the developers and me knows this, except for the people that I've told before, is whenever you cut a Gacha Nut, you get like Gacha Nut experience. And once you cut down enough trees, you get like a better Gacha Nut level. And basically with each level, the set of things you can get becomes better and better. So for example, you cannot get a potion from the first tree that you cut down. It's impossible. It's just not available. So knowing that you get a certain ring from a Gacha Nut does not tell you how many trees you need to have cut in order for it to become available. Unfortunately. But I don't think that information exists, so it's really hard to say. Hello. Alright, so at this point you get, the large seed satchel. Just because it's convenient. That's like most convenient at this point, and also it works out really well with the Pegasus seeds because you have, I think, exactly 0 at this point. And you can just save warp. It actually does not take very long to get that satchel at all. You fly there, go through time, and then just grab it. And getting back is free because you can just save warp. Hello. So yeah, now you can just run everywhere, which is awesome. Running, by the way, if I recall correctly, is 1.5 times as fast as normal walking speed, and it lasts for, I think, 8 seconds. It could be 10, but I think it's 8. So every time you use it, you save... I don't know, whatever that comes out to be. No, I think I remember it lasting 10 seconds and saving 5 seconds, or something like that. I missed the split. I'm amazing. I was so ready to hit it, too. I'm mad. Oh well. Whatever. So every, like, full Pegasus seed that you can use, saves a bunch of time. This is a trick that, having the Pegasus seed, you saw that jump? You're not meant to have Pegasus seeds here, so, that basically allows you to skip that room. Using the Ember Seeds there is actually fairly safe. You don't have to hit the eyeball, because when the Ember Seed hits the wall, it catches on fire. And if the eyeball goes into the fire, it still gets hit. So it's much more lenient. This is a sloppy TAS using only RTS strategies. RTA strategies. So, it doesn't do anything that's more risky than I would do in a run, for the most part. That looked horrible, dude. I don't know how to do that quickly, honestly. There's also a trick you can do here to hit this without getting onto the platform. It looks like you just stand up against that block, but you actually have to clip a pixel into it in order to make that shot. When I say clip a pixel into it, basically in this game, if you were to just walk like up against like just straight into a wall, and so you start pushing on it or whatever, as opposed to coming around from like a corner, like walking parallel to the wall. If you're walking parallel to the wall from around a corner, you can actually get 1 pixel closer to the wall if you're like on that pixel to begin with, if that makes any sense at all. And so doing that actually allows you to make that shot. I think it might be possible without clipping the block, but it's definitely a lot harder. But for example, right there, you can see I'm like standing on the doorway a little bit. That's because I clipped the wall there. And you do that all over the place, like just for movement optimization. It basically happens all the time without even thinking about it or noticing, because it's just like how the game works. It's not really a glitch or anything, but it's just the way the game works. No, this is not the April Fool's TAS. This is much better than the April Fool's TAS. Much better than the April Fool's TAS. Tan split. I can't believe I missed the Dungeon 4 entrance split. I was like so ready to hit it about 10 seconds beforehand, and then I started talking about the Pegasus seeds and just missed it completely. Alright, so this is the point at which having the cane saves like frames. It's pretty silly, but having the cane saves just a little bit of time in this dungeon. It doesn't bust it or anything. It would be cool if having the cane completely broke this dungeon, but unfortunately it doesn't. And then that one as well. That one saves a lot more time than the other one, but since you're gonna equip the cane anyway, I do it for the first switch as well. Yeah, you do Dungeon 5 before Dungeon 4 now. Because as it turns out, you don't need the hookshot anywhere in Dungeon 5. Like, basically not even casually, you don't need the hookshot in Dungeon 5. Or the switch hook, you know what I mean? It's pretty silly. Phew. So this next room is pretty insane. I don't think I ever actually pulled this off in real time because it's stupid. Yeah, you can get a really fast cycle on that if you're good, but I don't think I've ever done it like during a run or anything. Ooh, dude, that Keese wanted to prevent me from being cool, but he unfortunately cannot mess with the powers of re-recording. Not even Keese can defeat the powers of re-recording. So yeah, this is the point where you'd be out of seeds. Well, normally you'd be out of seeds here, and so it saves a lot of time for these rooms because you can run over the lava instead of not running. At the moment it's just for funsies because W split is bad. Another thing about this dungeon, I had actually planned a long time ago to attempt to do this dungeon after level 8. Or more like finish the dungeon after level 8. Get the switch hook and peace out and then finish it after level 8. Because as it turns out, having the long hook saves time in this dungeon as well over just the switch hook. But there's no way that it's actually worth it. Like, it would save time, but the extra trips is just like, yeah, no. Sorry. Yeah, so now we're done with Dungeon 4. Basically you just jump straight into the Dungeon 6 stuff, because you have this warp point. Hey. Crimmy does, please. Also, one weird thing about this route is Maple shows up here. And you actually have to dodge her, because if you run into Maple at this point, you can't play the song. It's like some really silly, like, difficulty that just does not need to exist, and it does because of the route. It's pretty silly. Oh, dude, am I gonna show off? I hope I show off. That's kind of showing off. It's not too much showing off. You could do better for sure, but you know. Good stuff. I'm about to get a 226. And yes, this is the fastest strategy for this minigame. If you hit those top two, you're guaranteed to succeed. Or like hit them every single time, you're guaranteed to succeed in terms of points. And the idea is, the sooner it gets off the screen, the sooner the round ends. So you basically just want to be as close to the ball as you can and hit it as... get it off the screen as fast as possible. And making it just go straight up is the way to do that. Oh yeah, I do that all the time. Or I used to do that all the time. I'm much more careful now, but it still happens every now and then, I guess. No, this is not 100%, this is any percent. Okay, so this save warp, or not save warp, but this save clearly wastes time. But I do it basically just for consistency. Hello. What this save here is doing is manipulating the pattern for the bomb minigame. Basically making it trivial to win. So, in fact, I'm not actually, like, explicitly trying to manipulate the pattern of the bombs. I just want to manipulate, the floor layout. Because, as it turns out for this floor layout, screw what the bombs are doing. Where you're standing right now is safe. It is 99% safe. The only bombs that can hit you are bombs that actually land on the rock that Link is pushed up against. So, basically you want that layout, and if you can guarantee it by RNG manipulation, why not do it, I guess? It just so happens that with that setup, you also don't get any bombs landing on the rock, so it's nice. You've never lost. Okay. I lose all the time, though. Does it save time? It saves time if you lose. Saves time over losing. Hello. I may have. Oh, dude, I gave you credit. I gave you credit in the video that I made. Don't worry. Yeah, I was speaking to PD. I haven't looked into, any kind of, like, high percent things of this game, just because, well, I mean, honestly, I'm not too super interested in it, but, I just think it's, like, weird, no matter how you look at it, because either you have to do a linked game, which is, like, kind of awkward to, like, have to link the games in order to, or, like, link play through two different games in order to 100%, which is kind of weird. Or you have to, basically limit yourself to the rings that you can actually get, which is, like, I don't know, max percent, which I also think is kind of silly. Yeah, it's basically just an example of the route. That is a very good way to put it. There's actually adjustments, I guess, even since I made this. Very minor ones, though, I think. But basically, this is my route. I don't really know if anyone uses it, myself included, because I don't actually run the game anymore. So that's the other thing. Was it like, I don't know, do you just, like, password all the rings? Because I also find that kind of silly. Well, right, so if you're not gonna password all the rings, though, it's like an arbitrary restriction, so I don't know, it's just like an inherent problem with these games. No matter how you try to do it, there's something stupid about the category. No matter what. I don't really know what to say beyond that. Yeah, this isn't very optimized. The very beginning is pretty optimized, but there's a certain point in which I got much more sloppy than I mean, I guess so. But I don't know. I don't know how, like... Basically, it comes down to you play the game pretty much normally, and then you spend a lot of extra time getting rings. And much of that is basically just either random or... Well, I mean, you can RNG manipulate anything you want, obviously, but... I mean, if you're gonna figure out all the RNG manipulations, then knock yourself out, I guess. I mean, that's what I would do myself, but... I also don't think I would do the category. No, I'm not playing right now. This is a recording. Hello? I told you, Paladrima's time can be annihilated. I don't really... see why it hasn't, honestly. Basically just because no one plays the game. Myself included. Oh, also this strat is amazing! Oh! 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 Yeah, that's not gonna happen in real time. Sorry. I missed the split again. I was too busy Craigasming over that fight. I don't think Paladrima has a JP time for this game. Test runner, if I do that, is it easily possible to update the best splits? Like the best split times, so I don't get golds? I did this TAS. I mean, I'm the one who made it, but it's not really a TAS, I guess. I mean, it is really a TAS, but it's not like an optimized TAS. You know what I mean? And it also doesn't use any TAS strats. Except for that Vire fight. That Vire fight was a TAS strat. I mean, basically, this is how it goes. If I'm gonna have a recording of that fight, I have to RNG manipulate it to actually, like, go quickly, because I'm not just gonna have in the recording, like, me missing Vire 3 times in a row, because that's just stupid. So if I'm gonna, like, beat him fast, I might as well go all out. Technically, you could pull it off in a run. Well, yeah. Technically, you could get the boss key first try every time, but no, you can't, Hyper. Not without wasting a lot of time. And here's the reason. Keys suck. Yep. Yeah. Keys call the random number generator every other frame, and that's per Keys on the room. What you can do is wait until they all stop flying, and the RNG freezes for like a second, and at that moment walk off the screen, and the RNG will still be in sync, but you have to wait for them to stop, so it costs a lot of time for every room that has bats in it, and it's just not worth it. Yeah, that's actually like the reason I really hate this dungeon is because all the random things that are in here you can't manipulate because of those keys. Yeah, exactly. And even level 3 is hard because of Moldorms. Moldorms call the RNG fairly frequently. But in the first room with Moldorms, you're literally just walking straight through it, so you can't screw that up unless you let go of the button. And in the other room with the Moldorm, the one that you have to kill, basically, when you kill it, it's gonna drop an item, and based on what it drops, you know where the RNG is. 4 hits on fairy form. Good stuff. Wait, do I kill this guy above water? I might. I'm not sure, though. I don't think so. No. Okay. It's possible, for sure, but you might need a stronger attack to do it. Also, what you really should do is use the Whimsical Ring, because the Whimsical Ring is... not the... Yeah, no, it is called the Whimsical Ring, right? Wait, I can't even remember how much it does now. 10 damage? No, 16? I figured this out before. Well, if you kill him below water, you don't have to wait for the heart container. Alright, so this is a fairly new strategy. Well, not new in terms of time. It's like months old, but it's new in terms of runs, I guess. Basically, you drop a Pegasus seed and it actually distracts the guards, which is amazing, and you just walk right past them. And that allows you to skip hitting the 4 switches and going through the cave. Dude, this text is annoying. It's like slow, and it's always slow. The thing I've found with Varan though is that if you have a perfect fight, even with like the weakest sword, it's actually not that much slower than having a really strong sword. Is it possible to manipulate this in a run? Well, you'd have to save at some point. So it would probably cost more time than you would save by manipulating it. You know what I mean? Like, it could be done, but I don't think it would be worth it. It's kind of like how in Oracle of Seasons you can manipulate the skull. You know how the skull has like a random pit that he decides the bell is in? I figured out a way to manipulate that, and it turns out that it's slower than even getting like one of the worst the worst pits by not saving. So it's probably the same with that, is even if you get bad luck, it's probably faster to just go in and take the bad luck. I mean, obviously, if you get extraordinarily bad luck, you'll lose time, but... I'm also not sure how the soldiers work. My guess is they don't really do anything to the RNG, but you can't say that for sure without looking into it. I mean, yeah, it would be pretty easy to figure out. The ultimate troll would be if saving actually doesn't put you in the palace, but I think it does. I don't think I've ever saved in there before. I mean, people say that, and no one... ever seems to have the specifics. It's like, oh, certain spots have better stuff. First of all, which spots, and second of all, how is it better? Probably on Twitter. My guess is that those trees just give you a higher Gacha seed level. That's my guess. Probably just +1. You can remove the dots and it won't delete it. Replace them with spaces or something. Maybe the slashes as well. I don't know. I assume that's just .com. Well, I don't need the link. So I explained this earlier, but the way that gacha trees work is basically you have like a gacha tree experience, and every time you cut down a tree, you get more experience. And once you have enough experience, you gain another level in your gacha tree level. And when you level up, you get better stuff. So it's impossible, for example, to get a potion from the first tree that you cut down because you're not a high enough level. It may be that those particular trees just give you a +1 on your level. That is my guess. Or like they just treat it as if you're one level above where you are. As I guess probably the better way to say it. Yeah, so if you're trying to like manipulate really good rings from the get-go, it's just not gonna happen. You have to go through a few trees before you can get good stuff. And I think it's actually a lot. Like 10 or 16 before you can get certain things. Like the heart piece, you have to be the highest level, I'm pretty sure. So if you just go in and say, okay, this is the first tree, I'm gonna get the heart piece and try and manipulate it, you will try forever because you won't get it. I think there's 4. I can look it up after this run because I have it noted down. So, let's see. Level 7 dungeon route is also changed from what I think other people do and what I used to do. Yeah, that is my guess as well.